Okay, let's go with the second game of my Hive World Championship. So it's still the same match with Dudders. I drew the first game, this was the second game. I played black, and I actually won this game. Kind of unexpected, at least in the very end. It was not clear. You'll see why now. But let's go. Let's start. So Dudders plays Pillbug with a queen in line, which is actually notoriously kind of aggressive. And he goes also for the probably most aggressive variation. So attacking the queen straight away with the idea of controlling this space, which will be otherwise, let's say, white plays this, would be taken by black in this way to create this diamond with the idea of having the pocket here. Or there are, well, variation of this, like placing an ant, or I've seen people playing even this. But anyway, so actually, different variation here. So the diamond is denied straight away, but no despair, black is still okay, has lots of spawn points here. The important thing is just to control, like to increase the mobility and get some control as soon as possible. Counterattacking soon, I think, is not the case yet, or at least not before you make your mosquito available, like free to move. Otherwise, black is just down in tempo. So okay, ants down. White goes with the beetle. Okay, standard. There are other options. Probably can just white can just play an ant game more than this aggressive game, but I mean, it makes sense to go for the most aggressive variation if you want to try to prove that black setup is not sound, which I don't think it is. I think black is okay. Two ants. The other option was for me to pin this straight away. But I think, well, I played this a few times as well. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if I wanted to try this other variation and keep the ants to pin other pieces. I mean, either way, in this case, it seems like black is letting white get a beetle on top of the hive, right? Without making resistance, without making an effort to stop it. But the thing is that white can force it because of the buffer opening, can still force a beetle on top of the hive anyway, right? So at that point, what I think is just just increase the number of ants there, so you have more options later. White goes here. It could have played this, yeah. I think this one has the advantage of denying this spawn point, controlling these spawn points right to the queen, so black cannot place, for example, beetle there. After this, black could have played this, for example, or just this with the idea of placing a beetle later on there. Also, in general, it goes like it takes a kill spot of like around the black queen, right? So it might be a tempo, like it might save a tempo actually in the attack later on. The downside is, of course, that black could just pin the beetle straight away. Now I decide to instead to wait and let the white beetle recover. But I could have played also something like this, for example, which is probably playable. At some point, white will be able to still to cover the queen. It can definitely force the beetle on top of the hive later on. You know, if you just see this elbow, it can just fill here. Of course, he needs to sacrifice an ant or two, but he will be able to do that. But the point is not to avoid completely your queen to be covered, of course, because that's basically impossible playing black and playing a buffer. The point is to make it as hard as possible for your opponent and make your opponent invest a lot in it. as you'll see in a second. That's what I tried to do in the game as well. I mean, what everyone tries to do. So wait, so I played this, okay, and then I played beetle here. Why not build bug? This is another possible variation, but I had another idea in mind, which you'll see in a second. So after this, white does no rush, doesn't have to cover the queen straight away, simply because it's white turn now and has initiative, and it can still threaten to, like bring other threats in play before doing that. For instance, playing the mosquito here. Now the mosquito has both ant and beetle power. I think the mosquito needs to be pinned, definitely. In general, if you can pin a mosquito, it's always a good idea. Of course, why white would play that then? Well, it's a sacrifice that you play to keep your initiative going on, right? You keep your ants, the opponent ants, blocked on a certain task. White sacrifice another ant. The idea was again that if I pin this ant, for example, here you would place another beetle or simply another ant, and now this ant is actually threatening to pin the beetle here and then eventually cover my queen, so without allowing the black beetle to recover the white beetle. I think black is still okay here, as long as black frees the mosquito in here and completes this this kind of comb, almost comb. There's one space here, but the idea is to complete this formation. After this, yeah, black can just play this, for example, and it's fine. White can continue attack with the beetle, but I think black is still okay even here. For example, he could open space for a new beetle here, at the same time blocking this beetle. And yeah, there's another way to defend for black, and I think it's still okay. But let's get back to actual game. So I played this. I thought, okay, if the ant pin my beetle, fine, I can place another ant down, and at that point I have really two ants to defend. Well, actually, this ant here is kind of part of the structure, is the backbone of our structures. If I want to keep the mosquito available, like able to recover once the white beetle goes here. So this ant is probably not effective, but like it's not available, let's say. But still, I got another ant here. And now white again is in the dilemma: should I sacrifice an ant to get a beetle on top, or a beetle to get an ant free? But this is not what happened in the game, because in the game I actually decided to cover my queen right now, which is, yeah, I don't know, I probably could have delayed this idea, or maybe it was afraid that I would actually pin the beetle before was able to, before he's able to use it. But I mean, as we said, white can still force a beetle on top of the hive. That's not the problem. The problem is trying to make it as hard as possible for white. Another possible variation, but no, okay, cover here, and I decide to recover. Recover with the beetle or the mosquito? This might be another question you have. I think the beetle makes more sense, simply because I want to make I would like to use my mosquito for a better for something else. Okay, it might get out. I mean, it can still move as a beetle, right, and get later on top of the ladybug and go towards the queen and counterattack. Instead, if I just recover if I just recover this, now the mosquito is basically stuck here for a long time because I need to. If I don't recover, there is a direct drop here, and definitely I don't want to allow an extra free move for white. So let's go for what actually happened in the game. The beetle recover, and as you see here, white still has to take 4 kill spots, and he's got 2 ants and a beetle and another few more pieces here, but with patience will manage to defend. Hopefully, that's that's what actually happened in the game, but things could have gone very wrong. So after this, I decided to play this move, which is I think makes sense to me. So an interesting way to use the hopper is to have 2 threats, right? A bit like we have. You can use an ambiguous spider. Actually, the hopper could potentially have like up to 6 threats at the same time, right? Because of the 6 direction. But of course, it's very common to have 2 or 3. So now white has to pick which of the 2 threats is more important. So I think pinning directly on the queen is normally the worst. However, pinning on the top, this ant, also decrease the number of spawn points available in my area, which is probably something that like maybe it's worth to sacrifice. So what I mean is playing something like this is probably not completely out of mind. If white follows up with the beetle. Of course, in the long run, black enjoys the advantage of pinning an ant with the hopper on the queen, so a compound attack. But I'm not sure, to be fair. White played, he moved the ant out of the target and actually pinned the hopper so that the hopper cannot pin the ant. But then I can pin the ant using my ant, which is actually even better because the hopper here would leave this spawn point. So let's say white pins the ant, still leaves this spawn point available. So it's not probably the most efficient defense for me in the short run, yes, but for example the beetle goes here, and I think white enjoys this spawn point here, but instead what I instead what I played. Now black, the ant here, control all the 3 spawn points. The only spawn points that white has in my area is now here. However, there's no easy way to exploit them. So what I mean is, if white tries to play this way, black can simply get an ant here, and so in this case, if white attacks straight away, now the hopper becomes very useful. Okay. If white gets here on top, well, first of all, is spending quite a few moves, and second, whenever it covers the black hopper, the black mosquito can recover. So it's not really a big deal, and I think it's why white Dudders decided to play this move. With the idea of just moving in and like doing the inner Hive route. Of course, I cannot pin. I could pin this beetle actually using the ant, but I felt it was a waste of tempo. And I felt as long as I have this mosquito and another beetle ready to recover, this white beetle is not too aggressive. Like it's not too dangerous. And I had this trick. This was another another idea for playing the pillbug here, which seems weird at first, but if you have this idea in mind, the beetle, sorry, the pillbug is kind of in a good position because it would be able at some point to move this white ant away from a kill spot. At the same time, it creates the pocket, the mosquito is free. And I'm threatening simply to get with the mosquito out and pin the ant. The problem is that, of course, first you place a pillbug into one of your kill spots. And at the same time, the pillbug you moved pillbug in the inner hive, so it becomes more likely to be surrounded, which is kind of what happened in the game. So you have to be careful. But I think this move makes sense because of the advantages I just explained. So yeah, white decided to switch to a true pin. I'm not sure it was necessary, but it makes sense because if, let's say, allows me to play something like this, well, I wouldn't play something like this here because now the beetle can easily jump in. But let's say after this, I'm not sure, let's say something like this, ladybug here, just try it. Now definitely I will play this, and the point is that the hopper is in the middle of this elbow, right? So it's a full spin and it's convenient for me because my piece is in the middle of the elbow. So okay, it's sensible to do this, although you spend a tempo for it, and it might be precious, especially given that I can still pin the ant using ladybug power. So which is what I actually did in the game. And I still have time, if the beetle climbs here, I still have time to place my beetle in the pocket, which I just created by moving the mosquito. So why decide to go actually for like a more straightforward way to attack? It might seem a mistake, or at least it's a typical beginner mistake to fill an elbow, right, and free this piece. But the idea in this case is to surround the pillbag as soon as possible. So in this case, it actually makes sense. I'm not sure there were better moves. And there are other options like just putting a hopper here, targeting this space. But as you can see, black has three liberties. There are no spawn points in this area, which is actually the point of the whole thing. Otherwise, the position wouldn't be good for black. Imagine this was the other way around with the ant pinned by the mosquito. That would be much worse because then the mosquito will serve as anchor to get more pieces in. But in this case, all the important spawn points are fixed, like are blocked for now. So I think this like a strong approach, that straightforward approach makes sense. Here I clearly have to go out with the ladybug, otherwise the beetle will cover my pillbug, and then I'm not sure. I mean, it can still play, but it feels much easier just to take advantage of this, and at the same time pinning the white queen. Also notice that now that the only spawn points available are here, 1, 2, 3, and white doesn't have other pieces to move, so it has to place something, and it should create more spawn points if they can, or at least to try to make the inner structure of the hive a bit more flexible to fill, like for example, fill this pocket or fill again this elbow the other way around so that the beetle will be able to jump out again. So now white is trying to play this inner game and black will try to stop it. Time for the ant to get here. As we said, freeing the beetle. Here I think I thought quite a while. Yeah, I thought actually 4 minutes because I was a bit. So I saw one of this a couple of other options. So the first one was this one was my first idea. why would you put a beetle into the kill spot? Simply because now the pillbag is free to move. However, I kind of realized that after this move, I have to basically I'm forced to play this, right? Because otherwise then the beetle would just cover my pillbag. I mean, I could play this, but after this, white enjoys this spawn point. I can still stop it, to be fair, but I think after this, the rings are in white favor. I didn't like this position much. In general, if I can keep my pillbag, if you can keep your pillbag free from like being covered, that's the best. I was saying, oh yeah, that after this, if I continue with my plan, then white will continue with this. And now the ladybug is free to move into another kill spot, and the beetle can go on top of the hive and take this direct drop. It's not really. I don't like the position much for me. Another option was instead this one, which seems to be again not smart because it frees the white ant here. But yeah, actually it's not too bad. The problem again is that the beetle could be set free if white plays a piece here. Or maybe no, actually maybe this was actually better for white. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense to pin this ant. This ant is already pinning the beetle. It's fine. Maybe this was another option actually. I'm not sure why. At some point I decided I didn't like it. And I found this move, which seems to lose control over these spawn points, which is what I said so far, and also freeze this ant. But it's not, you see in the game, it actually works okay. White decided to go for like a full attacking mode. The idea is to basically choke the pillbag, surround the pillbag. Playing a bit more control probably doesn't work too much, simply because I can rearrange the structure of the hive in such a way that my pillbag is free now to move, and this string of pieces can be set free at some point, but it's not easy to unlock it. I think I like more position here. Instead, going straight here kind of give me some headache, because white still has got 1, 2, 3, 4 spawn points, 5 spawn points now, so it's actually getting a bit of air. At the same time, the pillbag becomes less and less useful, and like all sort of maneuvers that I was thinking of before, like moving the ladybug away and freeing the pillbag, now they're not possible because is in this trident, no, you call it, no, you call it, propeller shape lock. So you see the pillbag cannot get out because of the freedom to move rule, even if I move this away or the ant away. So what I can do at the moment is just trying to control the spawn points as much as I can, and now I have to start to count the pieces properly. Count the pieces, I mean, count how much material there is left. White has got 5 pieces left, of which 3 hoppers, which are usually most dangerous, because the spider cannot easily get into any of these external kill spots. And the ladybug here is clearly is free to jump into one of these two. So it needs to be thought a bit. But I think I still have, I mean, I'm still okay. And another downside of this move, actually, of the white ant attacking straight away here, is that it creates an elbow here, which I think I exploit straight away. So the ant, it seems weird, you trading an ant for a hopper, effectively. But first of all, you block the white ant in as well, in case white ant wants to move and play more control game. Now it cannot, it's just fixed there. Second, I take this spawn point here, which is always useful. And third, I clear, as I said, one of my kill spots, and the hopper will jump straight onto the white queen. And yeah, as we said, the material is for white is he has 5 pieces, but there are 3 kill spots, and it's not clear how easily he can get into them. So this move makes sense. Here the white hopper would move into here, and you see it creates this sort of block where yeah, I'm controlling the spawn points from the outside, but inside is pretty flexible. So once the hopper gets here, then there is a chance for white to move both the hopper into kill spot, the sorry, the beetle, the ladybug, even the queen would be free. So yeah, this is what white is trying to do, keep everything flexible. At this point, well, I could actually get back here or here, maybe here, I'm not sure. But I thought white could do the same thing anyway, again, you know, playing this and then placing the spider in here, for example, or the hopper in there. And I really wanted to free my hopper sooner than later, to be fair. So after this, no, this is not what I played. I played this move with the idea of clearly pinning the spider, the hopper. If the hopper doesn't move, then I would enjoy more spawn points. For example, after this, wherever, even if the white hopper goes here, I'm controlling all the spawn points here, and actually after this move, I basically control every spawn points on the, oh no, except this, on the outside, or maybe this. Also, notice that the white pillbag is also feeling a bit claustrophobic. So white needs to take that into account as well. White played this move, and well, the idea is still I use a spider to take control of these spawn points and starting to surround the pillbag. As long as I can keep control like of the situation over here and around my queen, I should be fine. My position should be fine. Of course, the problem is that the beetle can cover the pillbag, but is it actually effective? There are a few like it's not as effective as it seems. You'll see now why. Beetle here. So if white doesn't go here, my idea was I could probably even give up the direct drop because there is this idea. I'm not sure it works. As you see, I'm trying to surround the queen. Of course, if he goes here, it's mate in 1. If he goes here, it's not mate in 1, but I have this move. Or maybe even, no, sorry, not this one, but maybe this move, something like this. And it becomes like a bit messy. Maybe it's a bit too risky for me. I'm not sure I would have played this. Probably I would have played this move. And after this and this, I have to get my pillbag away, of course. This move, let's say this move, and okay, here I lost, so probably is not the best sequence, but there was this idea in mind. I think it's not easy to calculate. Of course, I don't have to go for it. The more safe idea was simply to control the direct drop just by shifting the pin, see, and it's still fine. White, although Dudders decided to go for I think a more extreme solution. Probably not the best choice in insight, but yeah, I'm not sure. Because now really white structure, the flexibility of white structure is lost, and everything is fixed. Yeah, the beetle can still get here on top of the other beetle and threaten the wreck drop, but not particularly effective, especially after my next move. So the idea is that the problem is once this hopper goes out, the beetle here has actually 2 direct drop available, which is probably a bit too much. So I thought I want to get this hopper out, especially because it's meant to attack along this line. Let's put another hopper here, and let's keep this. Let's like plan to make hopper number 1 out. At the same time, you will see there is another trick that will come later. It's hard to foresee, but he actually came out later on. This move, I'm not sure what he achieves, but I was happy to pin another spider and free one of my kill spots. Now the only idea for white is actually this one. I didn't see anything else for white unless he kind of reshuffles all the pieces here. But the point is, again, there are no spawn points around, so instead moving the queen makes sense because it prepares the hopper here to jump into the center of the hive and free at very least the ladybug. But you might start to see why this black hopper will become important. and incredibly is like for white, this is the only angle of attack useful to get into the center, and it's also the same angle of attack I need to get to the other side. So surely dangerous, but I think it was the only option for white. After this, I just try to get as much control as I can again, covering the ladybug. White warps my spider in the middle. I could straight away go for this actually, but then again there is a problem of the 2 direct drops after the beetle covers my beetle. So I decided to delay that for a bit, and instead I played ant here. I don't want to play it in line, of course, because I want still to keep this option open for later on. The black spider is locked in here, but it's not a big issue. And now the white pillbug is also close to the white, enough close to the white queen to avoid early counterattacks. There are 2 spawn points plus another 2 spawn points here for white, but the count is kind of decreased. Initially there were like 5 pieces left, and now there are only 2. At this point I felt I was quite okay. At least I couldn't lose, I wasn't playing for 3 results. I mean, there's still a chance I'll mess up, but it's comfortable for black. Now I can go for a more control game, replace the pin here. And now, interesting moment, I play the hopper here. You might see what's the idea. The idea is to get in here and then using the pillbug to move the ant away from the kill spot, just to be a bit more safe. But there's a problem. I'll show you now. The problem is, after this and this, I cannot actually move the ant here because of the beetle gate. These stupid beetle gates, they're always there when you don't want them. So this maneuver was actually not, I mean, it was not really useful. I mean, in Insight, it was still okay, because after the hopper goes here, I still have the option to pin the white hopper. But I have to say that was not my first idea. I didn't want to play that. I just wanted to move the ant away. But okay, it kind of worked the same. Now the idea is, now my idea was getting mosquito, convert the mosquito into a beetle, and get into this spot here, into this hole, and then use the mosquito with pillbug power to warp an ant away or a pillbug away. There were a few options, but white decided to mix things up a bit The only chance for white to increase the number of pieces in this area is basically to use my pillback power with a mosquito. It's not clear how, but at least it can make things more complicated. So now that I have the advantage, given that the ant has been swamped, then yeah, I move the ant away, but now it's time for the mosquito to get in there. It's still not clear, actually. I mean, white could move the ant away here, and then the ant can get from the outside, but still there still is short of one piece, I think. Even if this ant could magically get in here, still there's one piece that white needs. And there's always the idea that I could warp the mosquito away. We'll see. So I just continued this move, and white decided to try something a bit drastic, probably. I mean, there was not much else to do, but yeah, this feels a bit drastic. I mean, if black just waits, sorry, if white just waits, probably black is going to win. So I guess makes sense to make things more complicated. I get in here. Why did I get in here? Oh, just to cover the ant, I think, or to cover the beetle. Of course, although I mean now white doesn't have any more pieces, so actually it doesn't matter if there's a direct drop or not. That's not the point. But okay, enjoying a lot of free air here. Now I feel I'm quite safer. So okay, there might be some skirmish here, but the ladybug is free. Maybe this move was a bit more. Oh no, but I could warp this mosquito away. Yeah, probably at this point there's not much to do anyway. So let's pin the ladybug just to be free, just be safe. Sorry. Let's cover the build bug. Everything covered. All the chains of beetle moves. Finally, I can move the mosquito in and just at the next move, moving the pillback out and pin everything. So at this point, I just can just enjoy this. White is trying to at least pin my ant. This spider unfortunately is stuck in this. Do we have a name for this? This triangle cavern, which is useless for black, for a spider. Now I have to find a sequence to win. I think I have enough pieces. I've got two. Well, I've got a beetle here, an ant, and I have 3 kill spots. What do I do? So one idea is to use this hopper to take the kill shot, which means I have to free this space. So the ladybug has to move. So I can rearrange the pieces in order to do that, and I'll show you in a second what was the idea. But I wasn't sure 100% if I would be able to do it, so what I did is trying to free an extra piece, at least taking advantage of the fact the beetle has moved. I mean, it has to move because it's the only move available for white. And then freeing the ant here. Okay, and now I effectively have 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 pieces. It's fine now. No, there's nothing that's. Oh, why did I play this? Oh, because there was this white and free here. Oh, that's why. I wasn't sure because if I go now straight for attack, now white has got this, and here maybe I can still win, but it was not clear 100% to me how to do it. So I decided to be safe and go here, which is a typical like, how do we call it? It's like the perfect diamond. So in this diamond you have the central piece, and if white pins one of the two, I can pin the white hand. You probably should have just like, I mean, after this move, which is of course this makes sense, because now if I pin here, I still have 1 ant because these 2 are still stuck. I don't have 2 ants as I had before. so this makes sense clearly. I have to rearrange a bit my pieces. No, this. Well, let's pin the thing here. Okay, now let's make sure that hopper can get in there. Okay, well, at this point, white goes for this, allowing me to cover the beetle, and now allows me to pin more pieces. But even if he hadn't done that, okay, now shut out, and the black hand can get in there. Oops, sorry. Okay, here, and then the other ant here, and then the beetle or the hopper, they take the last shot. If white instead had just continued to go up and down, my idea was, so I have 1, 2, 3 pieces. Okay, so this was tricky because I thought that this could have worked. Let's say here. Here the problem is that white can pin the hopper, and okay, this actually works, but because I played it wrong, because white should just go here. The problem is black goes here, white pins the hopper, and now the black hand, which is free now, can't actually get in here because of the gates. So this doesn't work. So I have to make sure that I can reach the last kill spot with one of the 2 pieces, the ant of the hopper. Okay. Okay, so now what's the next choice? Oh, the beetle drop. Okay, so this is what actually happened in the game. It basically put itself in Zugzwang. And now I freed my hopper and the mosquito at the same time. And now there's not much to do, because this hopper can easily free my ant, and that's it. Okay, so this was the final position. And in the third last kill spot, then the other ant, and now take the kill shot with the hopper on the beetle. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the game. Sorry, the last part of it is confusing, but it was not easy. I don't remember actually what I was thinking exactly during the game. I think there was a way to do it, but worst case, there was always the Zuzwang. That was probably the best idea anyway. Okay, see you with game number 3 and 4, hopefully played this week.